we put together one of the dynamic flows for you. This one has quite a lot of core in it, and also some inversions and some shoulder work, some leg work, and hopefully we'll keep it to around about 25 minutes, so it's something you can practice to invigorate yourself in quite a short period of time. We just look at the setting of the swing. It's around hip height, so where you would do your leg stretches, where you would do your sun salutation from. And we're not going to use the handles, make it simple, we're just going to use the belly of the swing, so you could even take your handles off if you wanted. Agne's going to climb inside. So if you climb inside as well, we're not going to bother with any kind of, initial relaxation. We're just going to go straight into it. So Agne's going to lie back, head is covered, and lift the feet up and do some cycling. So we're going to do cycling, the legs around. You want to do a slightly harder version, you could keep the feet parallel and cycle both legs around simultaneously. Okay, now we're going to transition to some leg lifts, so legs straight ahead, and as you inhale you can lift your legs up to the ceiling. As you exhale, drop the legs down so you feel the swing touch the thighs. Inhale lifting, exhale dropping. Okay, I'm working with your breathing. If you wanted to do a slightly harder version of this, you could do what we call the oval leg lift, which is where you lift up one side of the swing and then you take the legs across and down the other side of the swing. So you're doing a kind of oval shape with your feet, if that makes sense. Okay, now drop the legs straight ahead of you again. Stretch the arms out so the body is as long as possible. You're going to do the C shape. So exhale to your right side with your hands on your feet. Inhale back to the center. Exhale to your left side with your hands and your feet. Keep going from side to side with your own breathing rhythm. Yeah, keep those arms nice and active so the hands are open as though you have a yoga block or a ball between your hands. So you're pushing your shoulders out against the swing material, you're reaching into your toes so you're keeping that body as long as you can. Coming back to the center, when you complete the movement you're on, coming back to the center, we're going to do a position called Jackknife. So for this we keep the body long, just as we were before, but this time as we lift the legs up, we also lift the hands up towards the knees. So we do like a sit-up here, a bit further with the legs though. So we lift the legs all the way up to the ceiling, like a leg lift, and we do a sit-up, that's it. And then we go back to long body. Exhale, lift the legs, lift the arms, that's it, sit up. And again, keep doing this. Yeah, so it's not quite don't come all the way up, just come a little bit of the way up so you feel it more in your lower abdomen. It's not like you're doing boat posture, we're going to do that later. So lift the legs, lift the feet, that's it. Good, lift the legs and lift the hands up towards the legs. As you exhale, inhale long body, exhale sit up, inhale long body, exhale sit up. Okay, and then this final time we'll lift it and hold. So feet up towards 12 o'clock as much as possible. Little lifting the head off the material, yeah. Back of the body is down, you're lifting maybe the shoulders and the head up. You're doing the sit up here, you're holding it for 3, little crunch, 4, and for 5. Now relax, let everything go soft, hands and legs. We're going to do now a side curl. So to do this, cross the ankles one over the other, keep the knees bent and keep the arms bent. Bring your knees around to the right side of your swing as though you're trying to come round the swing, and bring your elbows towards your knees. That's your side curl. As you inhale, drop your legs back down, and as you exhale, change directions. Bring the knees towards the elbows on your left side. Inhale, drop the legs down. Exhale, go to your right side. Inhale, drop the legs down. Exhale, go to your left. Inhale down, exhale right side. Continue to go from side to side with your breath. It's like you're trying to take your knees around the swing and bring your elbows towards your knees. You should feel it quite deeply in the obliques there at the side of your body. A few more repetitions, keeping the ankles crossed and squeezing the legs together, keeping the knees as close together as you can will intensify the effect for you. I'm going to do one more on each side. One more on each side, and then we're going to come down. That's it, and relax. Relax the arms, uncross the ankles. Lift the legs up towards the ceiling now. Feet up towards the ceiling. Grab hold of the back of the legs and do a hamstring stretch, keeping the legs as straight as we can. At this point, just feeling the back of the legs releasing a little bit as you allow your breath to return to normal. We're going to do a little version of boat posture. So you come up to seated. There's lots of ways you can do this. We're going to show you the easier way, which is to grab hold of the swing with your arms and then lift your knees up towards your chest. That's it. That's like the half version. And then to do a full version, you can start lifting the feet a bit higher. So you lift the feet higher without leaning any further back. That's it. As you inhale, bend the knees. As you exhale, straighten the legs. That's it. Inhale, bend. Exhale, straighten. Now if you want to do a harder version, then you don't hold the swing, you just try and have your arms by the side of the swing. It requires more sort of core strength to do that version. So either of those versions, Lucinda, whichever you want to do. Do a few more repetitions. Then on the next one we're going to hold it for 5 breaths. So whichever version of the arms you want, if you want to hold or not hold, it's up to you. For 2, keeping the legs as straight as we can. For 3, try not to lean further back. That's it. For 4 and 5, relax. There you go. Okay, now from here we're going to do a little somersault dismount. So very important, listen, you get a very strong grip with your hands, yeah? Especially if you're not using the handles. Strongly grip. Bend your knees, bring your knees towards your chest. Keep that small body shape as you come all the way down. Yeah, land. When you land, try not to step forwards. Lean the chest forwards from here. This is like a hanging plank position you're in now. Now pull the weight back, pull the hips back, bring the heels down. Exhale, lean forwards again. That's it. Inhale, heels down. Exhale, lean forwards. Do a few of these hanging planks, these kind of rocking hanging plank movements. Superb. Now come in front of the swing, have the swing behind you, bob your arms through and find your chair position that we use in the sun salutation sequence. So find your chair position, knees over your ankles, hips in line with your knees. Okay, now push back into mountain posture. Straighten the legs, arms up by the side of the head. That's it. Exhale down into chair, dropping the hips. That's it. Inhale, straightening the legs. Exhale, dropping down into chair. So let's do a few more of those. See if you can just, as you stretch your arms, keep a little mini bend in your elbows. Yeah. That's it. And the purpose of the mini bend is just to help the shoulders to drop a bit more. That's good. So back and forth. Inhaling, reaching up your side body into your fingers. Exhale, dropping down into your legs and your tailbone. So inhale, taking the air, taking the breath. Exhale down. Into chair. One more time and hold. That's it. One more time and hold. Have the hands a little bit wider than the shoulders. Tiny bend, micro bend in the elbows. Don't drop the head too far back. Strong legs. Press the ball of the big toe into the floor. Lean back into the swing. And then drop yourself down into chair. Drop yourself down into chair, push yourself back into mountain again now, and we're going to go side to side. So exhale into your right side with your breath. That's it. Inhaling back to the center. Exhale into your left, center, right. Keeping the feet grounded so we're not lifting the feet off the floor. Perfect. Now come back into chair. Step yourself back so you're a good sort of 6 to 8 inches further back now. We're going to try and do like a forward and backward movement. So take your arms up by the side of your head into mountain. And as you exhale, lean straight forwards. Come forwards, lifting the heels. That's it, into like a plank position. That's it. Now inhale, go back. Arms go back over the head into mountain. Exhale, push forwards into plank, keeping the core firm. That's it. Inhale back into mountain. Exhale, pushing forwards into plank with the arms straight ahead of you if possible. That's it. Inhale back. Exhale forward. You continue to do a few more of these, Lucinda. Just make sure that you're not dropping your belly as you go forwards. Yeah, so you need to lift slowly, keep the center of your body, the sides and the lower back and the abdomen squeezing as you come forwards, squeezing in. Final time, we're going to do this. Final time, we're going to come back, walk ourselves 6 to 8 inches forwards again into find your chair position. We're going to transition into back bends now. So as you inhale, push yourself back, holding the swing and dropping yourself into a back bend. If you prefer, take your arms by the side of your head and deepen the posture. Yeah. Now as you exhale, drop down into chair, dropping the hips, looking forwards. Inhale, come back into a back bend. Exhale, drop down into chair. That's your movement. Continue to do another half a dozen of these, either holding the swing or releasing the arms by the side of your head. On the next one we're going to hold, so we're going to come into your back bend, yeah, hold the position. Now you might even try a little bend in your knees. A little bend in your knees, does that feel better for you? If it does, maybe have that as your held position. 2 breaths, deep breaths, strong connection with the feet for 3. Let the shoulders open, chest open for 4. Maybe you can always support the back of the head if you're uncomfortable in the neck. 5. Now release it down into chair position from there. Take the right foot on top of the left thigh. Lift and lower your right knee now like you're doing a half butterfly. That's it. So we work the hips, move the hips a little bit. That's it, like a half butterfly with your right knee. Now slide those hands really high, Lucinda, and we're going to take that right foot behind us and come into a high lunge. That's it. Lift yourself a bit higher. Bend your left knee. Bring the swing over your head. That's it. Okay, now as you exhale, lean yourself forwards into a high lunge, keeping the right leg nice and straight. The left leg is bent to about 90 degrees. As you inhale, pull the swing back towards your belly, straightening the legs. Exhale, drop down into your high lunge. Inhale, pull back. Exhale, drop down. That's it. That's your movement. Let's do a few more of these with your own breathing pattern. Try and keep your back leg as straight as possible. As you come forwards, really push back into your right Achilles heel. Squeeze your right thigh muscles. Couple more times. Good, and then after this time we're going to drop the right knee down, take the swing over the back of the head like a skipping rope, reach the arms as high as we can, and I would walk your left foot further forward. So what we're trying to do is get the hips to drop and feel the stretch coming up through the right thigh and the right abdomen. So you widen your base, widen your feet as much as you need to feel that stretch in the back leg. Pulling with the arms is going to open the side body, open the chest. So it's a nice big opening posture. We're going to breathe into this space. Now we're going to pull ourselves, so use the arms, pull yourself back and come up to the chair position again. Into the chair position, we're going to put the left ankle on top of the right thigh. That's it, we're going to do the half butterfly. So we're lifting and lowering the left knee, lifting and lowering the left knee. Then we're going to reach high with the hands and take the left leg behind us into a high lunge, bringing the swing over the head. That's it. Exhale, push forwards into a high lunge. That's it. Inhale, pull back, straight legs, pull the swing to the chest. Exhale, pushing forwards. Inhale, pulling back. Exhale, pushing forwards. Inhale, pulling back. That's it. Continue your own breathing rhythm. Really strong left leg, the thigh muscles are squeezing, you're pushing back into your left Achilles. So we'll do one more after this. Good, and then we're going to drop the left knee down, take the swing over the back of the head like a skipping rope. Reach the arms high and walk the right foot further forwards. Right foot further forwards. Drop the hips as much as you are comfortable with. You're pulling with your arms to maintain length through the side of your body, opening in your chest. Breathe into this. Good. Now we're going to pull ourselves back up from there. Pull ourselves up. We're going to go wide now. Nice wide stance with the feet turned out. Feet turned out. And we're going to move from side to side. So bend your left knee. That's it. Over to your left. Bend your right. Over to your right. Side to side. With this movement, wider with your legs if you're not feeling it in your inner thighs. Just go a little bit wider. Now we're going to let the swing gather inside the inner elbows and we're going to begin to lean ourselves forward. So like we start with bent knees and then we push ourselves forwards, lifting the heels a little bit off the floor, pulling on the shoulders. So we're going to go back and forth into this rocket lunge. We call this rocket lunge. So we come forwards, lifting the heels, and then we come back, bringing the heels down into a squat. That's it. Exhale forwards. Inhale back. You do a few more of these. Don't lift the heels if it's uncomfortable in your shoulders. Okay, final time. We're going to come forwards and we're going to pull back. Now we're going to come higher. We're going to do a classic forward bend, so we want to just turn the toes slightly inwards, go really wide with your legs. This time we're going to grab the swing with the hands. So as you lean forwards, straighten the arms until your hands grab hold of the swing. Slide your hands as far down as you need to feel a good thigh and inner thigh and hamstring stretch here. That's it. Try and stay over the center of both of your feet and breathe deeply into this posture. Now pull with those arms, come back up to standing. What I would do here, listen to, is lower the swing half a notch if you can. So lower the swing just on one side. And then we're going to come over the swing into downward facing dog. So we want the swing to be on the top of the thighs. And we're just going to come straight into downward dog. So walk forward, pull the swing into the top of the thighs. That's it. And then lean over the swing, bring the hands to the ground and walk the feet back. So we'll go straight into downward facing dog. Spread the fingers. Spread the fingers. That's it. It doesn't matter about the heels being down as long as you feel as though you can use your legs. So you feel as though you can push back into the feet. So you're stable in the posture. We're going to turn it into a little twist. So can we take the left arm to the outside of the right leg, either the calf or the thigh? That's it. I would just keep looking at the floor. A little twist of the chest. Another option is to look towards your right armpit, so turn the head a bit more. You might find more of a twist if you do that. Now release the right leg and take the right hand towards the left leg this time. That's it. Twisting, either looking down at the floor or turning the head to look underneath the left armpit. So make sure you're still using both of your legs, so you're pushing back in towards your heels. Your left hand is very strong, very strong contact with the ground. Now release that. Bring your shoulders over your wrists now, so bring the body weight forwards, look forwards. We'll do a couple of wrist stretches. The first one is to just turn the fingers around so they're facing towards your toes. That's it. So you're still on the palm, but the fingers are turned around to face the toes. And then just very gently move the weight a little bit side to side. Give yourself a wrist stretch. Again, if that's not personally uncomfortable for you. And then the second wrist stretch, we turn onto the back of the hands, facing the fingers in towards the center of the mat. And we very slowly roll the body weight back and forth. Again, you be the judge of whether this is something you should be doing. It's a nice stretch if it's not painful. Perfect. Okay, back to normal hands now. Back into downward facing dog. Lift the feet off the floor and cross the ankles. Lift the feet off the floor, cross the ankles, and push back. So the upper body is in downward dog, but now the feet are off the floor. We're going to swing those hips from side to side, so it becomes a side stretch. We want the arms to stay fairly stable. We don't want the hands to lift, so you're really using your arm strength. Another option is to straighten the legs, lifting the feet a bit higher, and swing the hips from side to side in that position. So that requires a bit more arm strength. You might want to try that option. I think you're quite strong in the upper body. And then we're going to, from here, wrap the feet around the outside. So the feet go around the outside of the swing, the toes hook to the inside. Walk back 6 to 8 inches. So you're having to use your arms a bit more now. And what Agne's going to do is like a little half handstand. So she brings the knees closer together. Knees closer together, brings the hips over the shoulders, keeps looking down at the floor. She's going to hold that. And then she's going to let herself drop back. So relax the posture. We're going to do it 3 times. So as you exhale again, come forwards, hips over the shoulders, knees together. And then we're going to go back. Final time. That's it. That's good. And then we're going to relax down. So we're just going to come onto the forearms, keep the legs where they are. Come onto the forearms, let the spine relax down. That's it. Just let yourself drop into this kind of half inversion. Maybe swing the hips out if you feel a bit of tightness in your lumbar spine after that last sequence. You could swing the hips out. Okay, and then we are going to drop the legs down to the floor and we're going to come back up to standing temporarily. So we're just going to bring ourselves out of downward dog and we're going to come down to the floor, putting the feet inside. So we're going to put the feet inside and we're going to do a little bit of circling actually. So can you draw circles with the feet, clockwise direction. Inhale as you go forwards, exhale as you come around. Inhale forwards, exhale as you come around. change directions. Inhale forwards, exhale as you come and bring the knees across your body. Inhale forwards, exhale around. Then we're going to try a twist. So we want to keep the knees together, shuffle the hips over to your left side, keep the knees together and drop the knees to the right side, so you're getting like a twist. Now you need to be careful with your knees, Lucinda. If you get any discomfort in your knees in this position, then I would miss this out. Try and keep the legs glued together. So the inside of the thighs together, the inside of the knees together. A slightly stronger version is to lift the hips off the floor. Be very careful with your knees and your ankles if you choose this version. And then we're going to come back down, shuffle the hips over to the right side a good 3 or 4 inches and drop your knees over to your left side. That's it, choosing whichever version you want to do, so hips up or hips down. The crucial thing is your legs are glued together, stuck together. Okay. Coming back to the center, what we're going to do now is we're going to get the swing onto the back of the knees. So you might need to just jump through, basically. Lift yourself up and get the swing onto the back of the knees so the feet hang lower than the knees and the hips are suspended. Yeah? Let all the weight come into the back of the hips and the lower back. So there's no tension, there's no tightening in the back or the glutes. And just give the hips a little swing from side to side, little swing from side to side. And then you can just let yourself hang. And ideally I would give yourself a couple of minutes if you